Welcome to Viper Squadron podcast. I am Scott Smith. Today with me, I have Austin.
What's going on, guys?
And Mr. Chris.
Hey.
We might get some other people to join in if they get home in time. So let's get into this. This week, FFG released an article as a preview of the Wave 4 Guardians of the Republic Squadron Pack. Just got a few things written up here for this. The introduction of a new faction brings its own starter pack. It's like a little mini core set, just without all the templates, and just for the one faction instead of two. So they're doing that instead of, coming out with a second core set. Let's see. So this new pack brings 3 amazingly detailed ships with corresponding pilot cards and upgrades. 2 new elements are being introduced with this wave release. And in this pack, as well as the Servants of Strife pack, there'll be a new obstacles and tokens to join the mix. All right, so the Guardians of the Republic Squadron Pack. They announced that it's going to release sometime in the late first quarter of 2019. So right now we're right in the middle. So I'm sure it's going to come sometime to like mid to late March. So we got a little over a month probably. What do you guys think?
I'm holding on.
What's that?
I'm trying so hard to be patient, but I want those new ships so bad.
I'm hoping for sooner, but it's probably going to be a little bit later as far as the quarter goes.
Well, you think with the first, or with that, not the original wave, but the one they released in December, they did that right there in the middle of December, and they said at the fourth quarter of 2018. So I was thinking probably just right 3 months straight from that, so
like middle of March.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like right around middle 15th of March, wherever it's fall in there. So this pack, it comes with 5 ship cards for the Delta 7 Ether Sprite, and then 9 ship cards for the V-19 Torrent Starfighter, and it comes with 50 upgrade cards. So you guys see the little spread they had out for on the article.
Yeah.
So the first ship we can talk about is the V-19 Torrent Starfighter. It brings in some, you got all the clone troopers that are, pilots for this. So you get some that are, get the nickname. So we have Oddball, Kickback, Axe, Swoop, and Tucker, and then you have just a generic Blue Squadron Protector and a Gold Squadron Trooper. Did you guys see anything in these pilots that are interesting for you?
There's a lot of supporting each other, I've noticed, which is great with the theme, with the clones, because of the way the brotherhood was between the clones and how they helped each other and their Jedi commanders.
So, right.
I mean,
that's
so what I've noticed. Okay, so for what I've seen with the separatists, right, is the droids and the ultra droids, they continually ongoing support each other with like the calculate tokens and whatever else, right? But what I've noticed with the clones is majority of them they support as long as they're not utilizing like a focus token. Like after you activate, if you have a focus token, share it, pass it to someone. I think that was one of the abilities or something like that. So it's not quite the same level of support as like the Vulture droids or the droids in general, but yeah, they still do the support.
Right. There's a lot of handoffs with each one of them. The droids, they think they can think like together. So, I think that's why they're more of their abilities, like support each other, left and right, But you still got the clones. They each still think separately and stuff, but they still have the brotherhood, so they want to always cover, their squad mates. So, that's why I see them doing all these, all the pilot abilities for the named pilots, that are more of a support than like working in tandem.
Right.
So.
So.
All right. So let's see. We were talking about this one here. Let's see. The stat lines for the Torrent is you got the 2 attack, 2 agility, and 5 hull. Any words on that one, guys?
Pray you don't get those criticals on those ships.
Yeah. That's one thing FFG has done in second edition is they made ships more susceptible to critical. Definitely. 5 hull is not the greatest, but it's good. I think they'll be all right.
So do you think that because with the hull being just 5, that the points are going to be on the low side? Or into a squad?
I don't know. I mean,
I would guess they're not going to be as expensive as X-Wings, but they're not going to be as cheap as TIE Fighters. They're going to be like that middle ground points-wise. So I'm thinking maybe 32 or 35 for like the lowest pilot maybe, and then they'll go up to maybe no more than maybe 42 points.
I think that's on the high side, yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, I think maybe just a little bit lower on the high side.
Yeah. I think the pilot skills, not pilot skills, but the cost for the highest pilot skill will cap out at 35.
Okay. All right, so let's see. Next, they have their actions. They get the white focus, white evade, a white lock, and then a white barrel roll linked to a red evade.
Yeah. So they take that where they lose firepower and shields, they gain and obviously plenty of actions. There's really not much they can't do.
I can see them being good arc dodgers, possibly, depending on they can position them and move them. Especially if you got a juke action on them, it's like, okay, I'm gonna barrel arc dodge you. Okay, now I got my evade. I'm gonna juke you when I shoot at you.
Yeah,
but at the same time, there's not many blue maneuvers on their dial. It looks like.
Yeah, I didn't see too much on their dial either.
I think it's only 5 blue maneuvers.
But it's 1, 2, and 3 straight.
Yeah, it's all the ones. It's the 1 straight, the 1 banks, the 2 straight, and 3 straight. Yeah, 5.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just like with the TIE fighters though. They have just about the same thing for their own blue maneuvers too. So
you know what they kind of mimic and not so much, but kind of a B-wing, minus the firepower, I guess. But the short little stuttery moves.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean it doesn't go super fast. There's no 5. So
it's too bad they can't astromech.
Yeah. Yes. It's got the 1 sharp though too. So I mean That's always a useful.
Yeah, I mean,
maneuver.
I love using that with the TIE fighters.
Yeah.
So, all right. And then some of the, well, let's see. What do we got for the fighter, the pilot abilities? So, see, oddball. After you fully execute a red maneuver or perform a red action, if there's an enemy ship in your bullseye, you may acquire a lock on the ship. So you could move barrel roll into the link, red, evade, and then you can get a target lock.
Right.
That's
That's
3 actions right there.
Or you could even do one of those 2 Talon rolls. Get a stress token as long as they're in your bullseye. You got that target lock still.
Yeah.
And it all depends on doing that bullseye arc there, Scott. I know that bullseye arc intimidates you a little.
Yeah, I don't like that bullseye arc too much. I used it tonight. Last week when you guys said that tried marksmanship.
How'd that work out for you?
It worked at least once. So
I never get the bullseye arc. I never.
yeah,
get the
I mean,
bullseye.
it's a lot easier when you're talking with the TIE fighters to get the bullseye, depending on who you're flying against. I mean, he was flying those Fang fighters, and he was just zipping around. You know, it was hard to get them into the bullseye. You know, but fire spray doesn't move that fast. So, and I was able to use that one pilot's ability, so I could give him that automatic damage. So I did that a couple rounds to the same ship because it had more defense dice than I had attack dice. So, and I rolled 1 crit. So chances are they're going to cancel it. So might as well just cancel that and give them a damage card.
Yeah.
So it helped. So let's see. And then kickback. After you perform a barrel roll action, you may perform a red lock action.
So, how would that work with the linked action to an evade?
So pretty much, when he does the barrel roll, he can either link it into an evade or he can link it into a target lock. Because the linked evade, you can't do another action because you've already got a red stress token.
Right, but if you're gonna, use that, you have to. It comes after the barrel roll, so it's not like you can just do the, all of them. Even though, even if you got a upgrade card that says, you can still do actions while stressed, but you have barrel roll, and then it's straight into a lock if that's what you're gonna pick.
Yep.
And that's it.
He's just getting an extra linked action.
Yeah.
So his barrel rolls would be one of 2 things that he can turn it into afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then axe. This one's, I think, is pretty interesting. After you defend or perform an attack, you may choose a friendly ship at range 1 to 2 in your side arcs, left and right. If you do, transfer 1 green token to that ship. So
yeah, see, this is the one I was talking about when I said that they support each other, but like as long as you didn't use the focus, like because he obviously is after he defended or performed an attack. So if he did all that already and didn't use the focus, now he can pass it to a friendly ship.
And instead of just having it just sit there till the end of the round.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's when you think about the timing of your ships, you got to make sure he's up there and one of the first ones you're going to fire. So there's going to be somebody that's going to be a lower initiative than him to be able to pass it off to.
And he has to be able to defend or perform an attack in order to pass it.
Right. What I'm saying is still, if it's an attack, if he's going for the attack, he needs to make sure there's somebody that's, going to shoot after him.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I can see how he can be really good with lower pilot skills. Because let's say you get a good attack roll and you didn't have to spend your focus token, you'd be like, okay, I'm going to give this ship who's going to shoot right next.
Yeah.
So he's almost like Garvin in the Rebel Alliance.
But he's got 4 other ships that he could possibly do it with, because 2 of them are the same initiative as him. He just would shoot first, and then the other 2 are below. So he can use it on either.
You also got to think about, what was it? Was it Wingman or something like that, where you get you share a pilot skill as another ship? So
yeah,
you could have him attack first, theoretically, and then pass it to another.
Oh, you're talking about swarm tactics?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
So yeah, if you put swarm tactics, like say on Oddball, he can choose a ship within range 1 of him, and it has the same initiative value as him for the combat.
Right. And then he attacks first, and then if he doesn't use his focus, pass it to Oddball.
Yeah, that would work. Okay, then let's see. Next is,
assuming this guy has an elite slot.
Well, I would think that Oddball would have the elite slot.
Oh yeah, because Oddball's the one that has to have it. Never mind, that's stupid.
Yeah, and he's the highest initiative one, so you'd think he at least would have one. What do you think, Chris? Kind of have a confused look on your face.
It's hard.
I mean, well, we've seen ships not have
like Oddball. I could definitely see having the elite talent slot. Kickback, possibly. Axe, I'm not sure, because FFG has surprised before where there'll be a special named pilot, but they don't have the elite talent slot.
Right. Yeah. What was it? The K-wing? The K-wing. Miranda Donnie didn't have one.
Yeah, she didn't.
But also, I think with Axe, since they're really not that, like, most of the pilots are right there in the middle, in 3, that I think that kind of the lower initiative is why he's probably not going to get one either.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the 5 and the 4 would. Just I don't think the 3 and below would be any of them.
Yeah.
So the next guy is Swoop. After a friendly small or medium ship fully executes a speed 3 to 4 maneuver, if it is at range 0 to 1, it may perform a red boost action.
Oh, now that could be really good with those Naboo starfighters when they come out.
Yeah. Are they? You think they're going to be?
Well, yeah, I think the Naboo starfighters, I think it's what, a 3 or 4 speed maneuver. After they've moved, they get an evade token, and then Sloop can make them do a red boost action if needed.
Right.
That could be interesting. I mean, it's very situational, but it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. And then Blue Squadron Protector, nothing. He's just the generic.
Just
and Tucker. What's that?
Oh, yeah. I was just saying, yeah, because you're just a generic pile skill 3.
Yeah. And the next one is Initiative 2 is Tucker. And it says after a friendly ship at range 1 to 2 performs an attack against an enemy ship in your front firing arc, you may perform a focus action.
Right.
Pretty straightforward. I mean, it's decent. It's not.
I mean, it could be pretty good. Like, say Tucker evaded, because you don't want to take too much damage during one of your rounds. Have oddball shoot, swarm tactics, axe, and then axe and give a token to Tucker so he has a focus and an evade.
Yeah.
Tucker has the ability of getting, or the possibility of getting 2 focuses. Like if you have axe up there, performs an attack, doesn't use his focus token, he can pass it to Tucker. And after he completed his attack, then Tucker would get his focus also.
And if you got another ship in there with coordinate or something, just imagine Tucker having a target lock, evade, and a focus if you position all your ships right and do your actions right.
Yeah, that'd be definitely getting them all right. Make sure they're all within range and everything.
If Tucker can have juke, that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I used juke today against Darren. Woo. He did not like it.
It's a great upgrade. I mean, granted, when I went against the E-Wings a few days ago, it didn't go so well, but yeah, they don't like it when you have a focus and an evade token while you're juking.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last pilot is just Initiative 2 generic Gold Squadron Trooper. So nothing special. They have some of the Republic only upgrades in there, and they listed some of them out. First one is dedicated. It's that talent slot. It's non-limited, so it only can go on the non-limited ships. So you're looking at generics.
I look at that and go, why, hello there. Because you know me, I'll fly generics.
Yeah, you would. Anyways, so this one says, while another friendly ship in your side arcs at range 0 to 2 defends, if it is limited or had the dedicated upgrade and you are not strained, you may gain 1 strain token. If you do, the defender re-rolls one of their blank results.
Wow.
Man, just have some generic pilots to protect your aces.
You know what? This card right here makes up for the no shields and only 2 agility.
That makes them very annoying.
Yes.
Especially, oh no, you can only reroll once. I was say if you also can use elusive with that, that'd be. Ugh.
Yeah, but I mean, look, you have this on a non-limit, like one of the generic fighters, and even will still go off of your Jedi General. So and it doesn't even have if it's just the limited one. So, or of course, your other torrent that's got the same card. But that strain token is one of those new things, and we'll talk a little more about it later on what happens to you with the strain token.
I'm kind of curious how they're going to do what it is and how it's going to affect the other factions.
Yeah, it's different. All right, so the next one is synchronized console. It's a mod. And you have to have a target lock. It says after you perform an attack, you may choose a friendly ship at range 1 or a friendly ship with the synchronized console upgrade at range 1 to 3. Spend a lock you have on the defender. If you do, the friendly ship you choose may acquire a lock on the defender.
Yeah, that's good.
So if you don't use the lock, you can give it to your buddy. That.
Yeah, imagine oddball or kickback getting their target locks from either bullseye arc or performing a barrel roll, and then linked into target lock, being able to share that with somebody else.
Yeah. I mean, it's good because then, it's a lot easier, especially if you have a couple different ships that are shooting at the same guy to, take him out. And
Listen to this. If you had like Oddball and Axe and Tucker, Tucker could get that target lock, then the focus from Axe, and then the evade that he did himself.
Just nuts.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Michelle's just coming up to say she's getting in the bath. Yeah. All right. All right. Anyways, back to this.
Yeah.
The next one is battle meditation. That's a force upgrade. It says you gain a purple coordinate.
What?
Okay, the purple. In order to use it, you have to
have a
force.
Yeah. Wow.
So, and it says you cannot coordinate limited ships. So here you got your Jedi General, got this with their generic torrents.
Wow.
So now the dedicated there's is being able to put in there. You got the battle meditation. Now he can coordinate with one of those ships. And then
Cool.
you may coordinate while you perform a purple coordinate action. You may coordinate one additional friendly non-limited ship of the same type. Both ships must perform the same action. So here we go. We go coordinate to one guy. He takes a focus. Coordinates to the next guy. He gets a focus.
Yeah. And these automatic target locks, and if you're not going to use it, pass it to a battle buddy. I mean,
It makes them harder to. Makes them a little more affordable.
yeah, I feel like Tucker is going to be the one clone that is going to probably use the most, see most action.
I can also see this being battle meditation might be very gnarly on the Naboo starfighters. I'm pretty sure they're going to have ordnance.
Yeah.
Having to focus in at the same time, that will make that's worth the investment into some ordnance.
Yeah, it would be.
But yeah, but just like you said, Austin, it'd be great for some of those clone pilots.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like token stacking all over the place and passing them back and forth.
I didn't use this. Here you go. I didn't use this. Here you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, and then there's some Republic only astromechs. First one is R4P astromech. Has 2 charges. Before you execute a basic maneuver, you may spend 1 charge token. If you do, while you execute that maneuver, reduce its difficulty.
Wow, look at that. That would. Wow, that's. And these got the turrets have a 2 Talon roll. Imagine that being white.
Dude, the torrents have an astromech. I don't remember the torrents.
I don't think those guys have them. But like the Jedi starfighters.
Starfighters did, and I think the only 2 ships I can think of that in the Republic that are going to be using the astromech is going to be the Naboo one.
Naboo starfighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is again. Yeah. That's crazy though.
So that'll help out. You might see that a lot too. But then we have the next one is Obi-Wan's personal astromech, R4P17.
Yep.
Also has 2 charges. After you fully execute a red maneuver, you may spend 1 charge to perform an action, even while stressed. Now, those will come handy in some of those late rounds, and you want to do a K turn. You do a K turn, get stressed, and then use a charge so you could like boost or something, get out of the way, or line your shot up better.
Oh, I thought something else you can do. Imagine K-turning the starfighter in, so now it's got its backside facing enemy ships, which are going to fly past him. And I think they had, what is it, the spare parts canister drop a debris in front of them, so they get like a stress or something.
Yeah, we'll talk about that spare parts canisters a little bit later. It's coming up. But yeah, still, I mean, like I said, late rounds, this would come in really handy just in case you are stressed, or if, something like you pull one of those damn cards that I pulled up, you get that crit that says, oh, you gain 2 stress tokens,
Yeah, don't forget that one.
And I pulled that one tonight. That would have helped. I could have used one of those charges and still been able to do something.
Yeah, you have to fly something other than Imperials, though, Scott.
Shut up. It's not the point. Could have been anything else that had. Anytime you get that card. Okay, next. That's all they had for the Republic only cards. So the generic cards the generic upgrades that they listed. The first part is what we just talked about, the spare parts canisters. It's a mod, and it has 1 charge, so you only can drop 1. Must have an astromech equipped. So it says equipped. Right. That does not mean you just have to have the astromech slot. So
let me get it. Yeah.
So yeah, that R4P17 and spare parts canisters. Now, here's the thing. This is like a Rick Carter shoe. So you drop it behind you, and it's another debris cloud, right? But I think look at your face, Chris.
Brainstorming list ideas with it.
How do you drop it? If you look on it, this doesn't have, like the spare parts canister have those little nipples on it for the template guides.
You know what?
But it's narrow. Does it fit into the backs, between the back template of the ship?
Of the ship's movement guide.
So, if this is something, and then where does this move? This is an action. So you've already moved, unless you have one of the cards where you can do an action first. But so you've already moved, and then you drop it behind you. So it's like the next time, whoever's right behind you, if somebody's following you, the next round's like, oh crap, where am I going to go? So, what else, Chris?
Just the fact that it's not Republic only. Can you imagine, the Scum Falcon with some Scum Y-Wings dropping more stuff on the field?
Oh yeah, that 6 dice build with the Lando's Millennium Falcon is with that and cargo chute rigged or whatever. Oh my gosh, that's 2 more debris fields on the playmat.
Yeah, they're small.
And they're not. I mean, well, this one's not small. I mean, this is probably about the size of one of the small bases.
Yeah, I mean.
So I mean, it's not really small. I mean, you got debris and rocks that are smaller than that, but still can
obstruct a shot.
Obstruct a shot. Oh, that's another thing. Because you might be able to drop it, and you're going to be shot on, and you can drop it, and now it's obstructed, so you get that extra defense dice. Yeah, that's interesting.
Run that with debris gambit.
Yeah.
And that would be really bad against the E-Wings.
Yeah.
Because as soon as the E-Wings had their Tarlux earlier in the game, reposition your ships, drop the spare canisters, now those Tarlux are gone.
Oh, yeah, right. That's the other part. Once you spend, because it has 2 actions, so it says spend 1 charge to recover 1 charge on one of your equipped astromech upgrades. So if that, what was her name? R4 P17 at a charge. Now you can spend that charge to get that for him to get a new one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you pass it over there, or you can use the action of spend a charge and you drop the spare parts. And anyone that has locks on you, it breaks it.
Yeah.
But here, do you think that it should be like that with the break the locks?
Yeah, well, because I think it's very thematic because what was it? Obi-Wan was getting chased by Jango Fett in Attack of the Clones,
Right.
and he actually used R4 to jettison the spare parts.
Yeah,
and that's when Obi-Wan landed on the asteroid and lost the. That's when Jango Fett lost his where he was at.
his signal. Yeah,
Yeah, because the missile came and hit the spare parts.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
I think it's pretty cool, and it's very thematic at least.
But I was thinking, well, couldn't it be a little bit better if you couldn't be targeted through it?
It could get broken real quickly. Can you imagine if a bunch of ships had dropped it? Now you can't target lock through them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, each ship will only drop it once.
And I guess it also wouldn't make sense if it's like, oh, I can't target lock you for these spare parts through space, but I can target lock you through a debris cloud.
Yeah.
I think that's why they did it, just because people will probably be like, why? Why'd you do that?
Oh, it's just a lot. Let's see what else. The next one they have is Brilliant Evasion. It's a force upgrade. While you defend, if you are not in the attacker's bullseye, you may spend 1 force to change 2 of your focus results to evade results.
Oh, man, I'm about to use that card when I play against you, Scott.
Shut up. You have to have force. If you are not in the attacker's bullseye.
That could be good with Ezra if Ezra's not stressed.
Yeah.
If he has a force.
Well, he's got 1 force token. I mean, if you think about Ezra, if you want to do his thing, you got to spend that force anyways.
Yeah.
But this.
All right. So
yeah. I know. I'm talking about my crazy list build ideas. I got to stop it.
But when it says while you defend, is it how many times is it trigger if 3 different ships are firing at you? And you have like Mace Windu where you got 3 force tokens.
Yeah. If 3 ships target him and they are all not, they don't have him in his their bullseye arc, yeah, he can trigger it 3 times.
As long as he's got the force tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'd say Mace, if he had all 3 of them, could use them all at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, on that same round.
I mean, it's like Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker, every time he becomes a defender before dice is rolled, he can recover a force token. So
that could be really nasty on Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think about that. Yeah,
You could spend it and then use it, and then you spend it and then get it back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that could be ugly.
You heard it here first, folks. Luke.
Yeah. For example, I was playing Darren. I spent both of the force tokens during my attack, and then he attacked me twice with 2 different ships, and I got both of them back and spent both of them.
So we're gonna be putting Brilliant Evasion on Luke Skywalker.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's go to the second ship, the Delta 7 Aether Sprite. Jedi Starfighter.
I've been waiting for this guy forever.
I agree. When they announced that they're going to go to the Clone Wars,
Yeah.
this is the ship I wanted to see.
Obi-Wan.
Just I want to see if I can fit Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Oddball.
Yeah, right?
Let's see. This one it shows it's got 5 pilots. So it's got Obi-Wan Kenobi, Plo Koon,
Whoa!
Mace Windu.
Let's talk about
this person's
Obi-Wan's
name,
ability.
and then Jedi Knight, and then what is this? Sacy Teen.
Say time? I can't remember.
Stacy 10.
I don't know how to pronounce it. We'll just start murdering all these strange names.
How about let's look at Obi-Wan Kenobi's ability, and then let's go back to Axe, the clone trooper.
Okay, so we got Obi-Wan, the Guardian of the Republic. Let's see. After a friendly ship at range 0 to 2 spends a focus token, you may spend 1 force. If you do, that ship gains 1 focus token. And then after
That,
you want to stop there and go to there?
yeah, so Axe is the one that after he attacks, he can share his focus token to the left or right. So even if he spends his focus token, Obi-Wan can give him his focus token back, and then he can give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and then the ship ability, it's got fine-tuned controls. After you fully execute a maneuver, you may spend a force to perform a boost or a barrel roll action.
And that's not red.
Yeah. There is no red action for these people. So, I mean, you think about it, it's like putting just a purple booster barrel.
Like a push the limit that only costs a force.
Yeah.
And also it says after you fully execute a maneuver, it doesn't say anything that it can't be a red maneuver or anything like that.
Right. It says a maneuver.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, after you've done a red maneuver, you still got a stress token, and you can't do any actions with a stress token.
I mean,
I saw where you're going with it, but I'm pretty sure that's how it would go down.
Yeah, I think you're right. But yeah, I mean, still though that because that wouldn't take up your action, even though it is an action, and then you could still do your normal action.
Right. So it's like just getting that extra one in there. Who's that?
Well.
Tell them we're on still. All right, let's see. So Obi-Wan was in Initiative 5. Also Initiative 5 is Plo Koon. It says at the start of the engagement phase, you may spend a force and choose another friendly ship at range 0 to 2. If you do, you may transfer 1 green token to it or transfer 1 orange token from it to yourself.
I go with Axe again.
Right, we just start passing stuff around.
Yeah, Axe is going to be the fucking the center point of all these lists.
Gee, I wonder who's going to die first. Axe.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You see axe on the table. Yep. Yes,
You would
sir.
be like, well, gotta kill this
Oh,
guy first.
yeah, there's my first target.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, depending on how when we get these on there, these might zip around in front of you. You might end up having to shoot one of these. If
Yeah,
you're going,
right. I mean,
it might be they might be leaving him back, so just out of range or something, which kind of makes it hard. So you kind of have to get in there and get him, or that might really screw you up. So let's see, Mace Windu. He's such a badass, but he's initiative 4. Guess he was better at fighting than he was flying.
yeah, I could see that because even in the movies, you never see him flying anything. Barely in Clone Wars, the original cartoon.
Yeah,
The only
you only
time-
saw him like on the transports.
Yeah.
I'll put it like this: the coolest and only time you saw Mace Windu be awesome at flying, it wasn't even in a Jedi Starfighter. Was when he landed on top of a vulture droid, ripped the wires out of it, and he rode around like a.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see, Plo Koon. Oh no, we already did him. Mace Windu. After you fully execute a red maneuver, recover a forced token.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So he has a chance to get 2 force tokens back in a turn, where you'll get your
Yeah.
initial one back to start a new turn, do a red maneuver, now you back up to 3, or possibly 2,
Yeah.
depending on what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's very possible. I was just noticing about these ships is I like the 3 agility on them.
Yeah. But we'll get to that here in just a second. The next one.
Yeah, I know you're thinking, Scott.
Yeah. The next one, Sacitine, whatever.
The Prophet pilot.
After a friendly ship at range 0 to 2 reveals its dial, you may spend a force. If you do, set its dial to another maneuver of the same speed and difficulty.
What's up?
Hey, Larry jumped in.
What
Yeah, I need to get back in time. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, we're talking about some of the pilots on the upcoming on the Delta 7.
Yeah, I'm actually going to start looking that up right now as we speak.
All right, so what do you guys think of that one? Being able to spend that focus to have a friendly ship,
That would be a good way to counteract bumpers.
Right, that's what I was about to say. Because if someone blocks you, you can be like, "Well, I'm not gonna go that way anymore."
You could be like, "Oh, your ship's there, so I'm just gonna do this K turn instead." And hey, look at that! Now I can shoot you. You didn't bump me.
Yeah, well, it's the same speed and difficulty. So, I mean, there's not gonna be many more places you can go, but it's definitely more options.
Same difficulty, yeah. That won't be too hard with the points, with most of their movers being white.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was about to say, can you go? I know it says same difficulty, but can you do like a harder difficulty maneuver?
No, if you reveal a white maneuver, you can only change it to another white maneuver.
Blue, and red. All right.
Blue, white to white, red to red.
Yeah, I'm looking at the dial right now. Not too bad.
Well, I mean, it could help because if you have unexpectedly another your opponent, drops a ship somewhere where you were hoping to go, with that one ship. Now this allows you to actually like reposition and go a different way. If you were going to do a left one bank, now you can go right instead. so you don't bump. Or even the two sloop.
Yeah, two sloop. Yeah.
You can go the other way too.
I'm starting to realize some of these ships are starting to have less and less one straights. Interesting.
Yeah, these are some fast ships, so there's not gonna be any one straights. But yeah,
fast fighter. So I knew this wasn't gonna have a one straight.
Right, I would.
It does have a one sharp though.
Larry took a tumble.
Now y'all see the reason why y'all see me chill on the bed now. It's not that I just like being cool. It's that wherever I set up my computer, I have to be careful when I get too close to it, like I just did.
Yeah, see, look, he's upright today. He is not lounging down on his bed. You see something in the background other than Gundams? And
drunk, I think.
What's that?
His eyes are glowing red. That's funny.
Oh, that's because what happened is I have a what do you call it, an Alienware computer, and you know how you can customize the padding. So every time I touch the mouse, I have it set where it illuminates red, so my lenses ricochet the red off.
I didn't know that was red. All right. All right. The last pilot is just the generic Jedi Knight.
Yeah.
So it has with the stat line, it says 2 attack, 3 agility, 3 hull, 1 shield, and depending, it'll have either 1 to 3 force tokens. Now, 2 attack, 3 agility. That's just like a TIE fighter.
Yeah.
Now think about it, that's the first generic Force user. Well, no, that's not the first generic Force user pilot. We had the Inquisitors. I forgot about them. But they're still ain't gonna be cheap. Force users are never cheap.
Yeah, these probably definitely are not going to be cheap.
Ooh.
Yeah, probably starting like low 40s is what I'm guessing.
I wouldn't even know about that. That's a pilot skill 3. Well,
sounds like you're gonna be able to feel like maybe one of these ships, or if you try to get 2 of them out, you're gonna not have any upgrades.
Yeah, but they'll be cheaper than Dash.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Even though he got a 2-point drop, I'm happy with that.
Woo! What is he up to now? Or what is he down
98? 98. What's up?
Anyways. All right, so there are actions they get. Like I said, the white focus, purple evade, white lock, white barrel roll, white boost.
I love the action. Just the action bar is full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that there's no red.
And then you got that free, well, not free, but booster barrel roll action if you spend a force.
Right.
That's pretty awesome.
True.
Just think, then you can throw brilliant evasion on it.
Yeah, right.
Let's see, and it comes with 1 configuration card that's like a title card for a Delta 7B.
Yeah. Yes.
This has 1 more attack, reduces agility by 1, and adds 2 more shields. So now we're looking at 3 attack, 2 agility, 3 hull, 3 shield.
That's almost defender.
Yeah, it's defender. Just up there with defenders with the hull and shields.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it sounds like it's the firepower's up there too.
Yeah, so you think this is probably going to be one of the expensive upgrades?
Yeah, probably 12 points. Guarantee you.
12 points, you say?
Yeah.
Because these fighters are already going to be expensive as is.
Yeah, we gotta start writing this stuff down. See your predictions.
Well, you just come back and watch the video.
Yeah, go back, Chris. Go back, watch all the videos, write it down. Start keeping stats.
I'm not the scribe for this group. I just listen to it.
Yeah, you were just automatically voted in. All right, so the next thing it has this is a new kind of a card. It has a combined configuration and mod. So you have to have both slots. Only on the Delta. Of course, I'm sure all of them will have it. Maybe not the Jedi Knight one, but I think all the other named Jedis will have it. While you perform a primary attack, if the defender is in your bullseye, add 1 focus result. Add 1 focus result.
Right.
That's really good, actually.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, if you think about it, you get that free booster barrel roll, so you can maneuver quite well and get that bullseye arc.
I don't even see it as that. I mean, it's simple. If you keep them in your bullseye arc, as soon as you add that focus, spend a force token. You got a hit in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Even and even better if you
release,
if you gained a focus token from somebody else.
That'll be good on the regular non-7Bs. Keep that high agility and just throw some damage down range.
Yeah, I mean that one's going to be good,
especially if you get into that sweet range 1 spot. And you're getting those 4 hits in there.
That'll be nice.
Well, no, because the other one would take up the slot of the +1 dice. So.
Yeah, but if it's range 1, it's 2 regular. You get a 3rd one for range.
Well, okay, I see what you're saying.
4th one in there.
Right.
Half.
Yeah, he's from Texas. It's okay. 126. That's how he counts. Let's see. The other thing that they talked about, new components, the new strain token.
Yes.
Okay. And it looks like, I mean, I have it highlighted on there if you guys see the picture. Larry, I know you didn't get the email with the show notes, but I'm going to make sure we get a folder with everybody's email so I can just shoot it all out to everybody.
No problem.
But it looks like, the agility arrow almost. I don't know about the color. What color is it?
It's red.
Red? Okay. Yeah. So it says, while the strange ship defends, it rolls 1 fewer defense dice.
How does the ship get strained?
That we don't know yet. But remember, they had that one upgrade that we saw earlier that says that if you do this, you get strained. If you're not strained, you can do this, and then you're strained. So, and you can remove the token after the strange ship defends or executes a blue maneuver. So if you get the strain maneuver right before the end of the round, and then you do a blue, it's gone, or you get shot, and then that's it.
So it kind of reminds me of the tractor beam. Is what it kind of reminds me of.
It's like a weaker version of tractor.
Yeah.
I've never used the tractor beam, so.
Well, a ship has a tractor token on it.
When a ship receives a tractor beam token, the opponent can either barrel roll it or boost it, and as long as it's a small ship. And then while it has the tractor beam token on it, its agility is reduced by 1.
And that can be good for multiple attacks on it, not just the one. So this one's like a weaker
way.
Yeah, because it'll defend just the one time, and it can remove it. Just one more.
I wonder if You think they? I'm pretty sure they will, but you think it's just going to be Republic and stuff, or you think they're going to spread it to the other factions as well?
It's a good question. I mean, they might later on with some of the reintroductions of ships. You know, like the next, like they did Wave 4's coming out. You might.
So there's a chance we might see an all Mandalorian army.
No, not that. I'm talking about the strain.
No, my
I'm
bad.
talking about having strain on the ships. Where are you coming from, the Mandalorian army?
I was thinking you were talking like factions for a moment. My bad.
Wake up. No, but seriously though, no, because we only have a limited number amount of ships that are technically out because that they've actually released. So
my question with this is, sorry to interrupt you, Scott, but my question was like, if they keep it to where only certain ships can do it, or after certain waves can do it, doesn't it kind of defeat the purpose of second edition? Because that's why they did second edition, is to make everything, the playing field, level.
Right, but this could also be something that just stays in that era, just like Calculate is for just the droids.
Right.
So I mean, it's quite possible.
Calculate is all factions, though.
What's that?
I said Calculate is all factions.
Well, I know, but I mean, they can keep it as like it could be just a. Fuck, I don't know. It wouldn't even go that way. But you're right. But, I mean, they might, like I said, they might just keep it in that era, but that they're the only ones that can get strained. Unless, what is that? Is that that one upgrade? Was that a Republic only one?
I want to say yes.
Yeah, it was the dedicated. So, I don't know, man. They might be on, like I said, they might just come out in the next ones that are coming out in the next few waves.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of ships they still haven't come out with, so.
Yeah.
And more abilities they can come up with too, because since they redone the whole scheme of the whole game, we haven't seen. Well, yeah, they did. I think they did the tractor beam again. I'm still going through the list of all the special ability cards right now, speaking as of this time. But they got other options still out there, because some of it was just simplified cluster. Now they're trying to split it up. Who can do what? Who can do this? Like, for instance, when they did the 2.0, at one time you only had droids, well, droidica ships, I like to just say simplify it, that ran around with droids that had some of the same abilities as a human pilot ship. Now, all of a sudden, droids get special abilities, and human pilots who may have force sensitivity get special abilities. So it's kind of like now it's split apart. So how you play them differently, and also a little bit of modification along with also cybernetic machinery, because I've seen how some people ran the new IGA form ship with its calculate. I'm just sitting there. Oh
yeah,
the calculate capabilities. I'm just like, oh, that's something that could be fascinating down the road. Someone does some modifications. For instance, they could probably boost up the calculations for all we know, to make the calculations either temporarily have the force strength and may lose the ability if they take a hit, because I'm thinking of, what was it, cloak capabilities in the first generation batch. If you take one hit, you lose that extra dice ability. So who knows?
Yeah.
Something popped in my mind in the middle of you talking about that. Yeah, I don't know. It's old age.
He's thinking about bedtime. Oh man.
Thinking about having ice cream.
He's like, where did I put my band gauge?
Shut up. Not that bad. I'm just looking to go, man, I'm gonna like some ice cream after this. Okay, so the next new thing they have is gas clouds.
Yes.
Now, it's a new obstacle, so it could be, asteroid or debris or now gas clouds. Acts a little different. Of course, it has its own little thing. When a gas cloud obstructs an attack, not only does the defender roll one additional defense die, they may change up to one blank to an invade.
That's pretty crazy.
And it's safe
I
to
think
go and land on.
It is.
So when people bring that to the table, and other players are playing with trick shot or like on solo, where they get extra dice for that obstruction.
Oh, man.
Right.
Like their benefit for that obstruction is kind of like out the window now, because now they're getting an automatic evade for that.
Yeah, it just like nullifies that trick shot.
As long as you have a blank, yeah.
Yeah, if you get a blank.
So the trick with gas clouds is you just want to make sure you're rolling more attack dice than defender's dice.
True.
Right.
High agility ships are going to love these gas clouds.
Oh yeah.
Especially
I have an
small.
A-wing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have a resistance list, 2 A-wings and 2 T-70s that would absolutely love that.
Another question is, then you want to be brave enough to field them?
Oh yeah.
What?
I would definitely.
Oh, I'm saying that because let's say, for instance, I don't have an agility squad, but I think the gas may be effective. Well, how do I put it? For myself, if I get myself stuck in a situation, but then it could backfire.
Right.
That kind of scenario.
I mean, Chris Mitchell knows that, like, my defense dice are trash. I could roll 20,000 defense dice and still only get 1 evade. So anything that helps with that is good in my book.
Okay. I should be down.
You're throwing blanks anyways. So at least get 1 evade out of it.
You'll give me 1 evade out of it, yeah.
Make it last a little bit longer.
Hey, I'll be on that logic. I can't argue.
Yeah.
The only
Go ahead, Chris.
honestly, the only upgrade I see that can counteract gas clouds might be crack shot.
Yeah.
Explain.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Also, juke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your little friend Juke.
Yeah. Oh.
I love juke.
So anything else you guys want to say about this?
It's going to be good for swarms. They can fly, keep their formations and fly right through it.
Yeah.
Does it say what it does if you fly over it or land on it?
My theory is nothing happens to you because it's just gas you're flying through.
Yeah. Like a nebula, yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine all 6 obstacles, gas clouds.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
True. And since it's not flammable, that's even a pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you mention gas, in my opinion, I'm like, is it flammable? Please tell me it's not flammable. If it's not flammable, the pros get more stronger.
If it's flammable, you'd be taking more damage.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying that if it's not flammable, then the pro is you're not going to catch on fire. That's a good.
What's good also is something like seismic charges. It doesn't blow this up.
True.
Doesn't take it off because those take off the rocks and stuff. So.
Oh yeah, I like that concept with the seismic charge and it detonates.
That Kyle runs seismic charge on everything pretty much.
Yeah. Does it? I mean, is the seismic charge just say? Does it say obstacle, or does it say? Does it specify?
I think it says asteroid.
Does it say asteroid? God, someone can pull it up.
Well, while someone's pulling it up, I just thought of something.
I'm watching this on my phone. I don't have the luxury of click, 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 click.
Blah blah blah.
A good card to use with these nebula clouds would be
I don't know where that
Kira for the scum.
Say that again, Chris.
So I just thought of something. If you were to use the crew card Kira from the Lando,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I'm gonna shoot through the cloud, but you're not gonna get the bonus of it because I'm target locking the cloud.
Right. There's a use for her now, finally.
I just happened to think about that. I was like, oh.
So wait, what does her ability say?
Her ability reads as
Her
following.
ability is anything that is targeted.
While you move and
become-
perform, you ignore obstacles that you are locking.
Wait, say it again because you cut out a little bit.
Okay, so
You ignore the effects of obstacles that you have locked.
yeah, anything you have target locked with her in, while you move or perform attacks, you ignore that obstacle. So say you had a target locked on a nebula cloud and you were going to shoot through it at another ship. They no longer get the bonuses of the gas cloud.
Right.
But if they shoot back, you're still getting it.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
So before though, you guys didn't really see much of a use for her.
I mean, yeah, kind of. I think it was like a defense for Lando. Like, I don't know why they would do that, but I think now, at least some people will be using her more.
All right. So
Yeah.
for you guys have anything else, Chris?
Nothing else on these nebula clouds.
All right. So well, that's it for that pack. So next thing I had on here was how'd you guys do this week in your pairings? Let's see who wants to go first. Austin? Okay.
Yeah, my opponent was running 3 bounty hunter fire sprays, which generically, like, you can't really put much on them, so he didn't have any upgrades on him. But like, all in all, the amount of health you have to get through to even get to 1 is hard, but you got 3 there, so. And arc dodging is almost impossible. But yeah.
Yeah, they have 10? They take 10 hits?
Yeah, they got 4 shields and 6 hull.
Yeah, got to do 30 damage there.
Yeah. So I managed to take out 1, and had another one down to 1 health, and the third one down to 3 health left.
So you got at least half points on the other 2.
Yeah, I got half points on the 2, and I destroyed 1. I was running Luke Skywalker with the S foils and I can't remember. And then I had Wedge without maneuver and the S foils, and then I had Magva Yara with Juke, advanced sensors, the pivot wing, and man, I had something else. I think that was it. But yeah, Magva Yara prevents friendly ships when they're defending the opponent from re-rolling more than 1 die if they have a target lock or however they do that. Yeah.
All right. So you didn't come out on top, apparently?
Nah, I didn't. It was close, but not quite.
All right. Chris, your turn.
Oh, man, it was rough. I had to go against Andrew. He was probably one of my toughest opponents. He brought his 3 E-Wings with the R3 Astromechs and elusive and fire control system on 2 generic pilots, the Rogue Squadron pilots, so they're pilot skill 4. And he also had Gavin. So he was letting them change one of their hits into a crit.
Yeah.
I brought my one list, which I talked about in my side Viper channel I made, which was the Focus Jukers. So I had the 2 ARC 170s and my U-Wing. And it was a good setup for me. Problem was, the one time I didn't need the stealth device on 2 tubes to break, it broke. And I couldn't keep him in a good position to act as a shield and keep himself alive. And once 2 tubes went down, I lost the juke mechanics because I had Jin on 2 tubes. But I did take out one of the E-Wings. I got, I think it was one of the other generics, the halfway. But he had one really good turn of shooting at me. He fired at Nora, range 3. And every time he did his rerolls, he would get the max damage in. 2 hits and a crit. 2 hits and a crit. And well, on his first shot, he knocked all the shields off Nora. And then when he came in with the next attack with Gavin, he got 3 criticals on her. And Nora went down to, I think, 2 or 3 hull left after that. So he nearly took Nora off in one turn with just 2 ships. It was pretty rough. And then he went after Garvin after that, and nearly killed Garvin with the 2 ships. And by that point, I knew I couldn't come back, so I just had to do what I could to try and improve the MOV. But yeah, it was a bad day.
All right. So now, how about you, Larry?
I was playing against one of the guys who just joined our league, and so I didn't go too hardcore with him on my knowledge. I kind of backed down some, so I used one of the tried and true squad I always roll with, which was Countess Ryad, Redline, and an Alpha Squad member, and an Interceptor. Basically, let's see, if memory serves me right. Redline and Countess Ryad had, what's it called? I want to call it auto lock on the fire control, and Redline had 5th brother on him, and Countess Ryad had juke. When I was playing against him, I was going to try to use their secondary ability cards, but I kind of backed down on it. Gave him a chance to get more experience in the flying with the squad. So I also point out how they help him get better at the turns and maneuvering. Game wise, I would say it was not too bad for this person's first time out. I actually gave him some points, and I wish him the best when he gets a chance to play against other players in the game, because I would say everybody, when you're brand new in the game, it's always going to be a little bumpy. And if there's a person who's willing to work with you along the way to get you better up to speed, by all means. And I wasn't afraid to help him out. But in the end, nevertheless, I was the one that came out on top because, well, even though I kind of backed down some of the abilities and some of the skills I usually use, I took out one of his phantoms, and he had the other phantom's shields get stripped, and there was only one tide advance he had. So basically, I won because of time, and then also how many ships how much damage I did to his squad mostly. But he was doing pretty good for his first try. He did start attacking my red line's shields a little bit, and I had to explain, sometimes you gotta I leave that stuff alone. But nevertheless, first time experience for this guy, I had to give him points. He did pretty good for his first time out, not knowing.
So he had 2 phantoms and an interceptor.
No, a tide advance.
Oh, I'm sorry, tide advanced. The X1, B1.
Yeah, it was the. I think I wanted to say it's the X1. I just should have took a look at its cards in more detail.
But it's Vader's ship.
I think it had Vader on board.
No, but it's Vader's ship though.
Yeah, it was Vader's ship.
Okay, so it was the X1.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Scott?
So
what about you, Scott?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it comes to be that Larry was the only winner on this podcast tonight. I did not fare too well against Patrick. He was flying 2 fangs and a fire spray.
Oh boy.
And I took out his fire spray. Had one of his fangs down to 1 hole, and the other one still had 3. So it only had 1 damage. But yeah, so I didn't win. So I still took out over 100 points to his. So that at least helped. But we had a couple rounds where I had my TIE fighters and my Reaper, where my Reaper and his fire spray were touching. And for 2 rounds, I thought, because he moved first, so I figured he was going to move past me. And he didn't move far enough, so it stayed where it was. And then I was trying to do a 1 sloop and couldn't make it. So 2 rounds had gone by and we were bumped, didn't even move. So, which hurt, but Finn Rao, man, he plays with that and he gets in that range 1 and how he has it set. We get 5 dice on me. Oh man, stuff. I try to keep away from him and stuff. I kind of surprised him one turn and did something, and it ended up he plopped Finn Rao right in front of me. I mean, like right in front of me. Like we're probably about a quarter inch. So he was pretty close. And then he was right side by side with my other TIE fighter. So I was the only one right behind him that I could shoot at him with. But he's squirrely. He's good at those fang fighters, and they're squirrely. So yeah, didn't fare too well for myself.
Those fang fighters, you gotta take them out at range 3. That's what I've learned.
Yeah, but he slow plays. He kind of goes slow at first, and then like at the second or third round, depending on how you moved on the first round, then he goes. he's across the board. He does that 5 straight and gets in, then does a boost and he turns. So then now he's coming up on my flank. It's like fuck.
I played against him.
Yeah, and he was flying 2, and he was keeping them together, so they were both coming at me at the same time. It sucked. But has Darren posted the pairings for the next week?
Not sure.
Not yet.
Was he still at the store when you left, Larry?
Yeah, he left right at the same time we all left out. He was trying to set the pairing for this week as Gray was getting to shut down the store. Let's see.
Yeah, I know. He said that he was going to try and get it all done and posted.
I knew it had a rough start for him. There were a lot of people who said they were going to play and then they didn't.
Right.
What I told him today is that last notification he put out in the group chat that said, "Hey, who's all in?" He only got like 10 responses. And I was like, that's the list that he should have made, not the one that was on the page.
Right, yeah, but then there were some people who, like Andrew, who doesn't use Facebook much.
Yeah,
right. And then there was 1 or 2 guys that had 2 accounts and hit going.
Yeah.
Richie and Coral a sign-up roster and pen and paper at the store.
Yeah,
that's what could have been done probably to help him minimize the craziness he had to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, if he could have done that, a sign up sheet where even if you clicked on Facebook that you were going to go, you need to sign up at the store. So either, next time maybe have them, you either have to call the store to have them put you down on the list, or you bring your ass down there and put yourself on the list.
Yeah.
So,
calling in and having someone sign in for you, that would have been great. Especially for me, because I have work and I got 3 kids. It's hard for me to get places, but yeah.
So he did put up a post, Darren did, but he's saying that because of the people that drop them, now we're going to have an odd number of people, so there's going to be a 1 week, buy for somebody.
Oh man, I know it's going to be me.
Hey, it's an auto win.
I always get the buy, man.
And he posted pictures of you.
Yeah, he did put up pictures of your guys' match.
Yep, it has him coming the 3 fire sprays straight at you.
Yeah.
And who was next to you?
Julian and Josh were playing a pickup game.
Okay. Yeah, he put a picture of them up there too. It looks like. What the hell? Come on. Yeah. So, did you get a chance to see what they were kind of flying? Because it's pretty interesting for me. I'm kind of taking it in about how much of what ships everyone's playing. Not many people playing the same ships.
Right. Yeah. I know Julian, for some reason, flies Y-wings. He loves Y-wings. I have yet to see a list that he's made without a Y-wing in it.
Was he on your side or Darren's side?
Yeah, he was on my side of the table. Yeah.
Oh, so what was he? He was running Scum, right?
Yes.
So he's got.
He had the escape pod from Lando Shuttle. I think he had like 2 Y-wings, a Z-95, and something. Oh, the Hawk, I think is what he had, but I don't know.
Oh, he has a fire spray on there.
Oh, the fire spray, yeah. I know I think something else. And Josh was running 3 T-70s from the Resistance.
Yeah, he's been running that lately. They're pretty nice. Yeah, I knew I got him with my my Focus Jiggers, the list I used against Andrew.
Yeah, I seen that. What was it, last week?
Yeah, I messed him up with that list. Granted, it didn't start out good for him because he chose some bad maneuvers and he had some rocks right in front of his X-wings. He had to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're running good maneuvering, you hadn't run into one of those. That's what got me with Redline tonight.
So, I know Darren had just put that message up there a couple minutes ago, so I'm sure we'll get some an update here in a couple minutes. But just some info for you guys. Crate Cup coming up. We only got a couple weeks left. Sorry, 16? What was that? 2 weeks left?
It's going to be the weekend after.
It's the first weekend of March.
Weekend.
Right. So, yeah. So it's coming up. I ordered us our shirts. They're going to be here a week from Monday. I ended up ordering an order of 10. And then, of course, I figured, I have family that likes T-shirts. So, each one of my kids got one, and my wife got one. And had I been thinking that not just outside of my own little thing, we usually get T-shirts for like her mom and dad and stuff too, and some friends of ours. So if people like the shirts and stuff, we're gonna get some more or get another order up together and then place it. So hopefully that'll be soon. But then I ordered some more stickers. Did I give you guys?
Darren just sent a message saying next round is up.
Yep, I see it right here. And well, I'm not playing this week, guys.
Oh, fuck you, dude.
You want to take the bye? I'll take your place.
I'm trying to pull it up so I can see.
You got Calvin.
Who, me?
Yeah.
That'll be fun. I like playing with Calvin.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's on our team, or my team.
Your team. Yeah, so you're going to fill the team. Did you get a fourth player?
We're still looking. Patrick has a buddy who said he's thinking about playing, but we're waiting for his response. And then if not, I know Josh was interested. So we'll see.
Wow, people. Come on, guys.
Seriously, click on the image. That way you can't see the other text pop up and move it away.
Yeah.
I got to switch my screen or some shit.
You want me to just read?
What's that? Go ahead. If you want to read it, go ahead.
Around 2 pairings, it's going to be Patrick versus Andrew. That I wouldn't mind watching. That'll be a good game to watch.
Yeah.
Kyle versus James. Darren's going to be versus Larry.
Yep.
Richie's going to be versus Austin. Scott, you know you're playing against Calvin. It'll be Josh versus Chaz, and then I'm on the bye this week.
Thank God it wasn't me.
Hey, man, I got a busy schedule. I don't mind taking a bye.
I got 3 weeks, man. My wife's deployed. Get out of town.
So, okay, get back to the merchandise there, but we had stickers. I give you guys. Did you guys get stickers from me?
Oh yeah, I got one.
Okay.
Mm.
I know I didn't give you any because today was the first time I'd seen you since I got them.
Oh, okay.
But I do have some more coming. And those are supposed to be here Tuesday.
Okay.
I also got some cards so we can hand them out and stuff. And those are supposed to be here today, Tuesday also. So there's that. And then Austin, have you guys already registered your team?
Not yet. We're waiting to see who's going to be our fourth.
Okay. You might want to hurry up because I don't know when if they're gonna cut off registration or it's gonna be all the way up until,
I think I was reading the information on that. I think you can register the day of, but I'm trying to register earlier because I know they said they ran out of playmats, but they said they might get more. And if they do, I want to be one of the first teams signed up. So that way we'll have dibs.
You want one of that playmat. It's a good playmat.
Yeah.
I know. I can't wait to get it.
Yeah. Chris and I are both coming home. I know, Chris, I know you signed up and you already registered Darren and Kyle. We've all done it. Man, Larry, you going to send a message while we're sitting here on here?
Sorry, I was doing a message when Darren sent me his message letting me know about tomorrow. So I was like, hey, this is the times I'm available.
I got to remember next time to make sure I turn off my notifications for my desktop notifications for Facebook.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, I know. Makes for good videos. What's that?
I said entertaining.
Yep. Got sound effects. So on your next opponent, now that you guys know who your opponents are you guys going to be changing your list up any?
No. What I played today is probably what I'm going to take to the Cray Cup. So I want to, and you guys know what I fly normally. So this is out of my norm. So the more comfortable I can get with this list before I get to an environment like the Cray Cup, the better.
Well, you're in luck, man, because I don't have an opponent this week.
You shouldn't have lost Andrew.
Well, I myself am not going to change mine up because that's 2 is my squad for a Crate Cup, so I'm trying to get the reps in. So
yeah. So what I was just realizing when I was talking about my opponent Darren and the 3 fire sprays, and Magva Yara, her ability is friendly ships at range 0 to 2 when they're defending. The attacker cannot reroll more than 1 die, and I had completely forgot about that during Darren's match. Yeah.
Been there, done that, man.
Yeah. So I mean, like, the more I fly it, the more I'll remember that.
Here, how about this? If you still think that you're kind of sketchy on remembering something like that, yeah, I'm gonna move me onto the big screen. Write it on your hand.
Yeah.
So while you're moving, you remember.
Shoot, do what I did when Agent Callus came out back in 1.0. I was like, I keep forgetting about Agent Callus, so I took a black Sharpie, wrote his name in the palm of my hand. So as I grabbed the dice and roll, I'm like, oh yeah, I got Callus here.
Right. Do something.
Yeah.
Remember. You can't have notebooks and stuff like that for tournaments, but nothing said you can't use your hand as a notepad. I'm gonna have some. Because my ships have to kind of, I like to have them fire in a certain order, so just make sure firing that first or second.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, when he posted the pairings, did he post standings too?
No. He said he's gonna have the official post up on the wall.
So he hasn't posted the standings. I know we just finished week 1, but any opponents you guys don't want to face?
Yeah, Patrick, Andrew, I got that one out.
How about you?
No, not really. I think Andrew's the only one I haven't really beaten before. I think I've beaten him only once since knowing him or playing him.
I think Andrew. I think we've only played like twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I've played Andrew like 5 times, like last year. Because last year Chris wasn't playing in the Aces, the first part of the Aces, and it was always me and Andrew with 3 wins of the last part of the league, and then he'd beat me, and in the tournament I'd be 3-0 and he'd be 3-0, and then he'd beat me, and then the next league it was like that the whole freaking year.
And it's actually funny because when I talk to Andrew, he's like, I hate playing against you, Chris, because you're probably my toughest opponent. Because you won't do the things I expect, and you'll catch me off guard with it, especially with your list building. And I'm like,
which is true. That is the way you are. It's hard. You come up with some weird ass shit, and then you're like, you can do what?
I love when people are like, wait, run that by me again? How did that happen? What?
Exactly. The first time.
You said V95 what?
Yeah.
And then, or they all really mess with people. Like, remember when I said, "Oh, I made a scum list"? Everyone was like, "Scum? Wait, whoa, not rebels? What?"
Well, last year you flew an Imperial list one time.
Yeah, I went back to my old roots where I first started playing X-Wing was the Imperials, but then
I think you were playing with Steven. I think before they left for Texas.
Yeah. So, but I've been. And it's actually funny because we talk about my list building craziness. Chaz, the new guy, he was asking. He's like, "Hey, I want to try and do this for a list." I said, "All right, you want to try and do this then?" And I said, let me show you what I did here as I'm going through on the phone, just scrolling past all these lists. He goes, holy cow. He goes, how many lists have you built? I said, oh, I list build all the time, man.
Yeah, same here. Like I got, if you look at mine, I just scroll. Because I mean, like it's funny because every time I take a shit, that's what I'm doing. Just building this, you know what I'm
So
saying?
don't ever touch his phone.
Don't ever touch that list. Are you kidding me?
How much matter is on that?
So Austin, next time I see your list, I'm like, oh, it's a shitty list.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Almost all of my good ideas are on the toilet.
Mine always, I don't know why. Mine will happen at the weird times. I'll get ready to go to bed. I'll lay down as I'm laying there trying to fall asleep. I'll be like, oh, we would take this shit. And I'm like, oh my God, if I don't write this down now, I'm going to forget this great idea.
You know, what's so terrible is I listen to podcasts at work while I'm working and stuff. And sometimes I'll be listening to the Crates or I'll be listening to the Minox. And it'll trigger something, that I think of, and I got to stop work. And I start writing lists or jotting things down on my notepad, or stuff that they say, and I'm like, I wonder how that would work. I'm jotting it down. I'm always coming home with these sticky notes with different list builds or different things, different upgrades to try with certain pilots. So
Yeah.
It's crazy. It gets me off track sometimes. So, yeah. Anything else you guys want to add?
I know sometime this weekend I'll be uploading my new list build video for this weekend for those who watched the side channel I made.
Right, and I'm gonna go back and I'll go back and edit the show notes, and I'll grab that link and I'll put your channel link in there too. So it'll be below. And what's that?
Calvin and I are thinking about, or actually we're in talks of doing a Legion podcast.
That'd be good
for fans of Legion. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I know there's people that buy it and play, paint and all that, but there's not really a ton of people playing it right now. But the more people see it, the more people want to play. Yeah. Hopefully.
All right. And then
the angel and outfit angel and outfield concept. If you build it, they will come.
Okay. One thing today you said that made sense.
But if once you guys get that going, we can go ahead and add that on here too, so you can promote it and we can have something. I'm trying to look through on turning some of these videos also into just audio clips or audio podcasts, and then get them prepared and stuff for the Apple's podcasts or whatever the Google Play stuff is on the Android. So they can be downloaded and listened like that, because I know sometimes people can't always watch the videos, but they could listen to a podcast. So I'm working on doing that, and as soon as I get that ready, I'm gonna get all the episodes and drop them all on there. And then once we do these, it'll be like the next day. I'll like Saturday or Sunday, and I'll convert it and stuff, and then put it out there. So maybe by like Sunday night, the podcast will be out there so people can listen to it.
Right.
Also, and one of the things is I said I wanted to start doing all these other stuff, and I know some other podcasts have done it too, so I got the idea from them. But we also I also started up a Patreon webpage for us. So when it comes to do these things, like if with traveling to some of the tournaments or whatever, or some of the stuff that we use for software and whatnot, that pay, help pay for that stuff. I'm just getting the basics set up. It's there right now. You guys can look at it if on the link, but we need to just talk some offline about what we can do later on. And I know later on, if it gets more popular, then we can start, different tiers can get different stuff, and we can start doing our own little stuff that we can set around.
Right.
So something like that. So those are things I have for our horizon, especially since we're going to start, the Crate Cup will be when we start really promoting it to other people around. So hopefully I can get some of this stuff ready to go before we go to the tournament, which I plan to. But we just hopefully it'll kick off a little bit more. Started getting a couple of new subscribers this week. And if you are a subscriber, thank you very much. We appreciate it. I do like it when the guys at the store come in and they talk, say something about the podcast. I like that. It's good to hear. I met someone and they go, "Oh, I know you, but you don't know me. I recognize you from the podcast." So, that's always nice. So it'd be nice to get more and more people involved. So maybe we can do other things. Who knows? And we get the streaming up, and if the store could ever get enough Wi-Fi that we could broadcast one while we're doing a tournament or something, would be awesome. But, I'm not gonna hold my breath.
Or even live matches.
Yeah, I mean, as I'm saying, if we're having like a tournament or something, or even like our weekly match, if we're going to show up there on a Thursday or on a Saturday and broadcast something, we could do it like every Thursday. We're doing it since they stay up late anyway. They stay open late for us anyways on Thursdays. We could have like a standard Thursday we broadcast a match, and then Friday we sit on here and do this. So I'm hoping us to do later on. So some good stuff coming up. All right, you guys have anybody you want to promote or anything other than your podcast already, Chris?
No, I was gonna say if people want to get a chance, I know you said you're gonna add a link to the channel. Check it out. That way, even if you can't see this great guy make it to the podcast due to work, I will always have videos up for that weekend for people to watch.
So you're putting up videos every week, and it's just like the first one you put up. It was just an audio one.
Yeah, so far in the channel we have our intro video, and I did a video on the Jukin Arc list for people to try out or comment on. Next video, which I'll be working on probably after this, will be about my Scum Han build with the crazy debris everywhere.
Yeah. I like those podcasts. I did listen to them. So pretty interesting. You're crazy on some of the stuff that you come up with. And it's good to listen to it sometimes. Somebody else's thoughts on list building. It's nice. And it's someone local and stuff instead of somebody that who knows where they're at. But yeah, it's good. So if you want to listen to Chris on his podcast, we're going to put a link down in the show notes after this, and you can listen to that. Make sure if you're listening to this video or watching this video, you click the like button for the video, get the thumbs up for the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for your notifications.
Yeah, hit the little bell icon.
Yeah. And then do the same for Chris's podcast. And then maybe we can start growing our community up a little bit more, and it'll be fun. All right. That's all we got for this week. So thank you guys for coming. Thanks, Austin, Larry, and Chris.
No problem.
All right. And we'll see you guys next week.
No problem.